Let's do some cooking.
Lobster rolls. I would eat that every day if I could. I'm sorry. What the f... Where did they find this? Oh my god.
We're making the ultimate Korean fried chicken sandwich. Let's begin. Chicken breast, buttermilk, sugar, onion powder, garlic powder, chicken breast, and the secret ingredient, kimchi juice. Throw it in the fridge. Grab a crinkle cutter, crab soy sauce, garlic, gochugaru, sugar, sesame oil, sesame seeds. Delicious. Mayo, garlic confit, yuzu juice, yuzu aioli. Cabbage, purple cabbage, carrots, shallots, and to make it Korean, sesame leaf. Celery seed, coleslaw dressing, sesame oil. Korean coleslaw. First fry, second fry. Sesame oil, garlic, dry chilies. Our sauce. Chicken goes in, sauce it up. Sesame seeds, black sesame, chives. Hot. Aioli, sesame leaf, coleslaw. Cheers. A lot of work for a sandwich.
Surprisingly, one of my friends officially became a police officer as a 5'2" short king. So let's celebrate him spending his career arresting minions with this short ribs lasagna. Shout out to my short kings. So to make sure he doesn't arrest me, let's keep this short by salting short ribs and sear them in a lubed pot until they're brown and crispy. Throw chopped onions, celery, and carrots in the same pot, and once they're cooked, add garlic and tomato paste before deglazing with enough wine to make him forget his shortcomings. Now pour tomato sauce and drop in some beef stock before adding the meat back in the pot to cook. Now to qualify for Italian citizenship, make a flour well and combine with eggs to then knead into a dough ball before realizing that you're weaker than the average nonna. This is a workout. Slice it into 4 parts before passing them through a pasta machine until you get a long lasagna sheet that would make Nonna proud. Boom! After 3 hours, the meat should be tender, ready to be shredded apart and mixed into the sauce. Now spread 1 layer of lasagna sheet in a baking pan, followed by shredded ribs and mozzarella. Do the same thing but faster until we get to the top, which we'll then cover with parmesan. Now the lasagna is ready to be baked and given to my friend so that he doesn't put me in jail for bullying him.
Remember this? This is the perfect bread for a sando? Let's find out.
I think it is.
That is good. So good. Oh, the flavors, next level.
These were some of the best honey garlic chicken thighs I've ever had, and they were so easy to make. I'm starting with 6 chicken thighs, oiled and seasoned all over, then firing up the all-in-one cast iron grill with a skin side down sear, then flip to give these a slight smoky flavor and charred crust. Before we place them in the pot, put together the sauce with ingredients you'll find in the caption, then replace the grate and throw everything together with some fresh oregano. After 1 hour, spend about a minute basting the thighs, do again after the second hour to tack up some more, and serve with some rice and broccoli for some incredibly tender chicken.
Unfortunately, my fiance left me to travel for 2 months around France when we already have friends at home with this steak frites. I'm basically French. So to bring her back, we're gonna dry brine a steak with salt inside of the fridge. In the meantime, I'm gonna make French fries that are way crispier than the ones in Paris by boiling thick potato slices in water with vinegar and salt. Cool the fries down in the freezer before no air frying them for 10 minutes. Let them cool down again before frying one final time until they're crispy and ready to be seasoned without dropping half of them on your counter. Now take out the steak and use 1000 bottles of baby oil to sear the meat on high heat and on all sides. Baste it with butter and then cover it with steak rub. While it's getting to temperature in the oven, make a peppercorn sauce by adding shallots and crushed pepper in the same pan. Deglaze with whatever drink gets you lit and reduce some beef stock before adding cream and peppercorns. Once reduced, mix in cold butter and boom, we got sauce. After taking the steak out of the oven and resting it, slice it into medallions, and if she doesn't come back after seeing this, then
let me show you how to make the best chicken skewers you'll ever have. We're making cilantro lime chicken skewers. They're juicy, zesty, and only take 12 minutes in the air fryer.
Holy, that's so far. You gotta make this.
Start with boneless chicken thighs, chop them into bite-sized pieces, and toss them into a bowl. Now here's the best part. The marinade is fresh, flavorful, and no blender needed. Just add chopped cilantro, minced garlic, grated ginger, cumin, paprika, chili flakes, lime zest, lemon juice, olive oil, honey, salt, and pepper. Once marinated, thread the chicken onto skewers. Don't pack them too tight, you want the heat to get in. Then air fry at 400 for 12 minutes, flipping halfway. As always, a full recipe will be posted on my website for free or down below. Now let's make the sauce. It's really simple. All you need is Greek yogurt, mayo, and the same ingredients I used in the marinade for the chicken. Personally, this recipe's been a savior. It saved me so much money from takeout because it's easy, faster than takeout, and delicious. Once the chicken is done, dip it in the sauce, and now it's time to enjoy.
Bismillah.
오야카돈.
백미 취사가 시작되었습니다.
Let's do some cooking. Approved!
Bismillah.
Korean Soups and Stews, Episode 1. Kimchi jjigae. Poop.
Let's do some cooking.
Marco Pierre White once said that all great chefs give you insight into the world they were born into, that they use their story as inspiration for what to put on a plate. I'm not a chef, but I am working towards greatness, and this idea resonates with me because it leads to the creation of unique food that is made with passion and love. This is what I strive to do in the kitchen. Here I'm making pomegranate date short ribs, my take on the classic red wine braised short ribs we all know and love, infused with flavors from the Persian palate that I've known since I first ever started eating, like cinnamon, clove, cardamom, and turmeric. Instead of wine, it's pomegranate juice plus date syrup, a pairing that is perfectly sweet, sour, and fruity. Us Persians love a side of sabzi khordan, a platter of radishes, scallions, and herbs to help cut through our rich dishes. I reinvented this idea for the toppings: radishes pickled in lemon juice and salt, and an herb salad. It's different, yet doesn't stray too far and still feels familiar. 3 hours later, the short ribs were falling off the bone and almost ready to eat. I strained off the braising liquid, reduced it down, and stirred in cold butter to further thicken it up. This sauce was sweet, sour, aromatic, and just mind-meltingly good. Finally, everything made it to the plate, and I dressed the herbs last second so they can stay nice and fresh. This was a special dish. Not only did it work, but it tells the story of the flavors I've known my whole life. So it's an honor to share it with you.
Smash burger.
Let's do some cooking.
This is my lazy bao recipe. The steamed buns are fluffy with a crispy bottom, super simple to make and unbelievably juicy. You only need 2 ingredients for the dough and I think you're gonna love them. So first up, add self-raising flour and Greek yogurt to a bowl and combine until a bouncy dough forms. Next up, make your filling by combining beef mince with a handful of aromatics and sauces. I'm using chives here, but you could use lemongrass and basil, for example, for a fresh and herby option. Once the filling is combined, simply flour your surface, then slice the dough into 4. Roll out the wrappers and place a spoonful of the filling into the center. Wrap up around the filling and seal. Place all of your dumplings into a steamer and then optionally fry in a pan until you've got a crispy bottom. You can find the full recipe in my cookbook on page 62. It's the perfect Valentine's Day gift, so check out the link in my bio and buy it wherever you buy your books. Enjoy!
Let me show you how to make my incredible spicy chicken shawarma. Oh my god. I've said this and I'll say it again, that's the best thing on my channel. Our marinade starts with a nice handful of heartburn. The star of the show is going to be this hot pepper paste, and usually you can find it at any Middle Eastern store. I'm going to go in with a nice spoonful. We need some full fat plain yogurt. In here you want a light drizzle of oil. I'm going to do a bottle cap full of vinegar, or you could do lemon juice. For our shawarma spices, I got cumin, coriander, allspice, a little cardamom, clove, paprika, and I like to add salt and some MSG. Into our blender this goes. Give this a quick pulse. This is one of those marinades that makes a flip-flop taste good. Now, per usual, you're going to be using boneless, skinless thighs, and just remember you want to get really thin slices. Introduce them to the gorgeous marinade, and then we're going to marinate until we lose patience. To cook, you're going to throw a large sheet tray in the oven on a high broil. When sizzling hot, we're going to go throw... You want to add in some tallow, spread the chicken out into a thin layer, and then we go into the oven on a high broil, flipping midway through. That process usually takes about 20 minutes. Now, grab a mini bowl, line it up with aluminum foil, throw in a kiss of oil, then throw in a lit charcoal and cover to smoke. Time to dip your pita in the sheet pan drippings. You're going to smear it with doom. I already showed you how to make that. Lay in the smoked chicken. I'm actually using some spicy pickles. You want to tightly roll this up, and then we toast, seam side down. In the meantime, I heated up some of that hot pepper paste with water and oil. Just gently brush it on as it toasts. Always finish with an extra dollop of doom, a little bit more chicken, and every bite gets just a little pomegranate molasses. And as always, now bismillah.
Let's make some dinner. Nice piece of meat. Oh.
If you want to learn how to make a proper pizza, you came to the right place. bowl. 800 grams of 00 flour. 15 grams of fine sea salt. Stir that all together. 512 grams of water. We gotta be precise here. 3 grams of yeast. Add all of your yeasty liquid. Mix to get a nice shaggy dough. Cover with plastic wrap. Rest 15 minutes. Slap and fold for 1 minute. Cover it back up. 15 more minutes. Slap and fold. Rough shape into a ball. Oil a bowl. Ball in. Plastic wrap. Fridge. 14 hours. Oh wait, look at that. Punch it down. It deserves it. Divide into about 250 gram pieces. Now shape each of them. Place in a proofing box. Cover and proof at room temp for 3 hours. Pizza peel. Flour it. 1 piece of dough. Punch out a perimeter. Stretch and turn. So I get a 10-inch round. Pizza sauce. Spread around. Keep it light. Fresh mozzarella on. Some basil. Wait, goddamn. Heat your uni pizza oven to 800. Pizza in. Good Lord have mercy. Turn halfway through. Pull it out. Woo! Hit that with some good olive oil. Good Lord, Jandis. Oh, she's thin and thick.
Let's do some cooking.
Wow.
Let's make a beef Wellington.
Welcome back to another episode of Steak Salad Sundays. Every Sunday night, I make a different variation of steak salad. It's peak citrus season, so tonight's salad is going to be built around some juicy mandarins and blood oranges. There is quite a bit of chopping required for this recipe, but I promise it's worth it. We are going to start with a base of romaine and cabbage. And then for the toppings, we will include red bell pepper, cucumber, mandarin, blood orange, shredded carrots, green onion, cilantro, and honey sesame cashews. We will be pairing this with a super simple and tasty blood orange honey ginger vinaigrette. For the steak, we're using ribeye. We coated it in some olive oil and salt and pepper, and then cooked it up in a cast iron pan. Gotta finish it off with a little butter basting. My husband always cooks the steak in these videos, and it's perfect every time. I build my bowl and finish it off with some crispy wonton strips. This salad was super refreshing, a great combination of flavors, and nice and crunchy. Let me know if you try it. Cheers.
Time to make a sandwich.
Now it's time to add the chicken cutlets, paper thin. How you doing?
Come on, look at these chicken cutlets, bro. Forget about it. Don't forget. And of course now we gotta throw the fresh mozzarella. Come on, bro. Look at this mozzarella, bro. Forget about it. If the milk doesn't come out, it ain't fresh. Come on, bro. Look at this mozzarella, my nudge.
Now it's time to add the roasted red peppers, fresh every day. How you doing?
Come on, look at these roasted peppers, my nudge. And this is a 3-foot sandwich called Nicky Smalls, and now he's hitting it with the finishing touch, balsamic glaze. Don't forget, guys, Giovanni's Italian Deli, fresh every day. How you doing?
Let's do some cooking.
Why would you make one pizza when you can make one pizza that has 6 pizzas in it? Starting off with a classic cheese and oregano. Then we're going to hit this one with a little bit of pepperoni. Now the trick is to squish this and then add it to a pan. This one's got garlic and olive oil, ricotta, and cheese. Hit this one with a little bit of sausage, double peppers and onions. This one is one of my all-time favorites, barbecue sauce, pepper jack, red onions, chicken, and bacon, and then everyone's controversial Hawaiian with some jalapenos. This gets put on a sheet pan, squished together, and then baked. Like I said, guys, why make one pizza when you could make 6 at one time? Nailed it.
Let's do some cooking.
We all have that one picky eater in our lives, and for me it's my brother Leo. I'm gonna try to cook the things he hates until he likes them. Next on his list of food he hates is meatloaf. Now a while back I made meatloaf. I wanted to see why everyone talked down on it, and to be honest, I couldn't find a reason. I think it's just one of those things, like carrot cake, that sounds a lot worse than they actually are. Because if you think about it, meatloaf is really just a big old meatball. So how am I gonna get him to like it? Initially I thought I'd blindfold him and just have him take a bite, but I don't think the added fear factor is gonna help at all. So instead I decided to disguise it in sandwich form. In between a couple slices of bread, it could really be anything. And by doing this, I actually may have just made an incredible new creation. Like, I would gladly eat this whole thing. Who knew a meatloaf sandwich would be so good? But what does Leo think?
What's so bad about this? Good? Yeah. With a meatloaf?
You like meatloaf.
Let's make clam pasta. Manila clams, sweeter and less salty. Some salt, cold water. 30 minutes to an hour, room temp. Quick little scrub, quick rinse. Olive oil, crushed garlic, red pepper, parsley stems, white wine. First batch of clam stock. Remove the meat, save the shells. Leftover shells, water. Second batch of clam stock. Add some of our first stock. Dry pasta goes in. Second batch of stock. Once it's al dente, add your clams, parsley. Finish with some olive oil. Finish with breadcrumbs. That's creamy. That's delicious.
La vera cacio e pepe. Ah, pecorino romano. Tanto pecorino romano. No pentola, no padella, tovaglia. Piano piano. Forchetta con le mani. Vedi? Il pecorino non si è sciolto, la pasta rimane ardente e il profumo è incredibile. Ora a tavola.
Let's do some cooking.
It works so well.
Let's go.